Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a new week and we're doing the weekly breakdown. So without any further ado, let's get into it. It's gonna be a real quick video and it's pretty much a recap of what happened last week and the forecast of what's happening this week. I've already talked about, my expectation of the market. So a good way to do this is to watch last week's video to understand what happened in the market and understand what we're doing here. So we're gonna go through the weekly calendar, see what's happening this week, and what are the things to be careful of. I kind of looking at the calendar, we can see that Monday, I wouldn't say that's a good day to trade, because it's the beginning of the week. You would like to see what happened in the market. But Monday we do have a couple red folders. The Empire State Manufacturing. We have FOMC members speaking. They speak quite a lot this week. Same thing happened on Tuesday. We have core retail sales that comes in. So we'll have a lot of volatility in the market going into this week. And Wednesday we do have a lot of Speaker William, Waller, Bowman. Archer is speaking again, and then we do have unemployment change for Australian dollar. That's 8 p.m. But around the time that we trade, especially the afternoon session, we have to be careful when the member of FOMC starts speaking. The market tends to act up. It does stuff that usually we do not expect, and you may be caught on the wrong side of the market. So just be careful of that. I think Wednesday morning should be it should be a nice day in terms of the news that are coming in the market and the expectation. You never know what's happening with everything that's going on around the world. The market can get affected pretty much, without you being aware. You may be in a trade and something happened and you are like, okay, what the fuck, So what you can do is just being mindful of risk, protect your capital. And like I said, this is for entertainment purposes. It's kind of like me doing my journaling. It's a routine that I do every week. And I just hope that you find it insightful. It's not a trade idea. It's just understanding of market, sharing what I think about the market. And then Friday, I think Friday will be a nice day as well. So now that we're done with the calendar, the trading calendar, now let's look at what has happened last week and what was the expectation coming into this week. Last week, I was pointing out to the weekly fair value gap in here that we might see price drop into it, and I would like to see how we react around this level. And I think in the video last week, I was talking about the quarter encroachment of the week prior to last week candle, which is exactly where we closed at 106.772. I even posted in the Telegram group chat about that at the beginning of the week. So if you look here, that was on the 9th. I don't know what exactly. It should be like a Tuesday or something, or Tuesday or Monday, where I did my analysis, and I posted it in the group chat. So this is what it looks like. Prior to this week, we did have the weekly fair value gap, and I was saying that I would like to see how it reacts to this level as we go. So it did drop down into this level, technically weak into this level. I was looking at this quarter encroachment here, which is the quarter encroachment of this weekly candle, and that's exactly where we closed at, which was a good result in terms of how I want to see price go, because on the long term, I'm expecting a run above a return into this level 107.615. That kind of what I'm expecting. We don't know. We'll see what's happening. So on the weekly on DXY, I am bullish. I'm expecting price to push forward, getting to this level, because this is my bias of the week so far. I'm not seeing any bearishness in the dollar yet. So unless I'm proven, unless what happened in the market is proven my analysis wrong, I'm still sticking to my bias. So now we're going to look into ES. which on the weekly on ES, I was pointing out in the last videos that, we should be mindful of this weekly CB or weekly fair value gaps that price is trading back into. And from there, we may see some retracement back below this low here, which is below the 4240 level. We did trade back into the weekly fair value gap. We get close to the quasi-encroachment of the weekly fair value gap here. We did not close in the weekly fair value gap, which I think it's a nice reaction. We did have a weekly of old weekly fair value gaps that I consider as an inversion fair value gap. We did trade to the high of that inversion fair value gap, quickly rejected lower and closing here around this level, still close to this fair value gap. So now going into this week, because I'm bullish on the dollar, I'm expecting some retracement on ES to get around this level 43.050 and maybe lower. So that's kind of like what I'm looking at ES to see. These are my level of interest, and on the long term I'm bearish on ES as well. And similar thing goes for Nasdaq, which I pointed out how we were digging into the weekly fair value gap on Nasdaq. And the thing on Nasdaq last week, it was very aggressive. So if you were looking at the market by Wednesday, it already closed this weekly fair value gap. But because I think it's a level of an important level of inefficiency in the market, it's not just gonna trade through it at once, because if it did so, and if the wick were to close higher here, you would have invalidated my bias, and I will probably move to the sideline, be neutral, reevaluate what I'm thinking about the market. But because it did trade all the way up here, which on the daily time frame, this is the fair value gap, it traded into the fair value gap and then quickly rejected lower on Friday, which on Wednesday launch session, and then Friday it retraced lower with such aggressivity that people weren't expecting this thing to happen, ultimately closing below the encroachment of the weekly fair value gap and below this weekly volume imbalance, which are level of inefficiencies that I would like to see price struggling to go past those, because on the long term I am bearish on ES. Looking at the market, looking at ES, you wouldn't says that it looks very bearish, but I think with the aggressivity and because ES is leading the way, it may push price lower to get back into this weekly fair value gap. Maybe on the long term we will get back around this level. So those are my analysis on dollar, ES, and NQ. Now this is kind of like the perk of being into the Telegram group. Like I said, it is free, where I do post random analysis and things that I find interesting in the market last week. And I was saying that those are my level of interest on Nasdaq. And as you can see, I do have my buy side around the 15,436 level, and I do have this daily volume imbalance, and I do have the new week opening gap here around the 15,165. Throughout the week, price did gravitate towards those level, which shows the importance of those level, and which shows that if you were to be in the Telegram group, you would have at least have an idea of like, okay, maybe where is price trying to go at, and what are the levels that is gravitating toward it, and why. And I think it's just a cool thing to see or be part of. So if you are looking back here, right, so this is after everything has happened. If you look up here, this is a 43.36 buy side. We just trade a little bit back into above it, then shifted lower, trade back into this daily inversion fair value gap. Let me see. So what okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. So prior to that, I posted a video kind of like following what happened, where this still Tuesday, I believe, and we traded pretty much through back into the daily volume balance that I put it out, and then it price ram higher, going higher toward that buy side that I pointed, which is the 15,436. And then you have to note the low, which is 15,185, which I'm gonna go back on the in the chart to show you guys what level, what that level looks like. As you can see, this is the levels that I pointed to on Tuesday, Wednesday morning, Tuesday close Wednesday morning. We trade back, we get into the one above the 136 level, then aggressively reject it, trade back into that, and then trade back below and close around, close below here at 108.75, which is lower than 185 that I pointed to. But as you can see right now, we're back into this level again, which is a 15,185 level. So those are just to tell you that, having a better understanding of the market, a narrative of where market is gonna go, give a better perspective on how I can trade the market. So that's basically what the Telegram group is for. I do post those things randomly at random time. It's not always that I will have such precision on market, but it's just interesting to see the level of understanding, the level of analysis behind it. So if you are interested, join the Telegram group. It's kind of just a private group. But besides that, this is it for the video. Hope it is insightful. Hope you enjoy. If you like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, my friend, safe trading.